Hey everybody, this is Sanaa, and you're here at the park, so you may hear a bike going by or the geese in the background, but this is one of my happy places. Well, when I'm in nature, most of the time I'm happy. Most of the time it's a happy place for me. So what I wanted to do today is talk about, I got some notes here, so I'm going to keep them close so I can hear. Are you a healer but don't know how to move forward yet? That's what we're going to talk about today. My name is Sanaa Green, and I am an ascension guide. I help people to step outside of their conscious everyday lives so that they can live, breathe, and have their being in the center of their power. And what I do is I hold space for you, either through belly dance, through Reiki, through nature, or through hypnosis, quantum healing, hypnosis technique. Each of those things helps you to be able to tap into an aspect of yourself that helps you to know yourself, to be wonderfully and sacredly made, and to live your best life. That's my hope for myself, my hope for the world. So today I'm going to talk about something that was sparked by a woman who bought one of my oracle decks. I created the African Starseed Oracle Deck, and the woman said that she wanted me to give her a reading. I had copied a post, and in the post that I copied, part of it said that you could get a reading, and it was actually something else, and so I had forgotten to delete that from my Etsy shop. And so she said, yeah, I want a reading. So I did a reading for her and sent the information to her via text. And I asked if she were a healer because the disappointed healer card came up for her. And she said that she had been told that she was a healer. However, she didn't know what to do. She said she did a few readings for some people, but other than that, she didn't know what to do. And I can really empathize with her. So that's why I wanted to do a video on purpose, particularly purpose for those who have come to know themselves as healers. What I like to say is that you can heal in so many different ways. And so one of the things that I want to talk about is some thoughts that may have come up for you. So you're a healer, but you can't imagine touching people or being connected to people's bodily fluids. What about that? You don't know which healing modality to use. You're a healer, but you don't feel like you are capable of healing someone else because you need so much healing yourself. You're a healer, but you think that you cannot make a living as a healer. You're a healer, but you worry about how your family and friends will respond to you if you come out as a healer. You are a healer, but you think that being a healer is crazy. It's cray-cray. It's woo-woo. Don't do that. That's stuff crazy. Or you think that it's evil. That's another one too. So one thing I want to definitely reiterate is that there's so many different ways to heal. One of the main issues that I had when I heard that I was a healer, I was like, ugh, that's nasty. I can't be all of it. Somebody's bodily fluids. I was like, no, I wouldn't do that. I was like, I can't be right. Especially because I need so much healing. That's the first two. And what you should remember is that whatever it is you're going through right now is a part of what will propel you forward to be able to offer healing to others if that is your path. So you are in alignment. You are feeling into your purpose. All the things that you're going through right now are necessary to prepare you when you have experienced something very similar. So you may feel as if you're off track, that, how do you get there? But everything that you're going through right now is necessary and is a part of your life plan. Your soul made a plan before it came here, and you have a trajectory of how to move forward. There are things that you have to understand and know within yourself in order to be able to bring forth all of your intuitive or healing gifts. And you don't have to heal people physically. I mean, so many of us have so many emotional pains. Many of the, and I've said this before, many of the mystical women who are being called to the path of a priestess or the path of a healer, have come to this life because they needed to be able to heal from past lives and just horrible things that were done to us in past lives. So in this life, we're free to be all that we are. As a matter of fact, it's necessary, it's important, it's part of the ascension process. The more we live into who we are, the more you live into your gifts, the more other people are uplifted and elevated. So when we think about healing can be physical, as I mentioned. It can be emotional. It can be familial. It can be you just healing yourself. When you heal yourself, then you relate to everybody differently. When there's something within you that maybe that hurt you when you were a child and you've been having a hard time processing it because it hurt you, and it's deep, and it's deep seated. That's real. And when you heal yourself, that is healing. A healer is one who is healing. No one will be healed unless they decide that they are going to heal. So you could have all the skills in the world, learn the energy work, be able to do psychic surgery, be able to pull this out, that out, have all these certifications. And if someone decides that they're going to go back to the thinking and the behaviors that made them sick, then they will be sick again, because human beings have free will. Each human being has free will, and so a healer can do anything that goes against the free will of a person. So healing, and this is one of the things that got me. It's like I didn't want to have to be responsible for trying to heal somebody, because I had experienced a past life where I was some kind of a monk and or a priest, and I went to heal someone. The sun is a little bit in my eye. So I went to try to heal someone and was overtaken. And that stayed with me, and I felt like, oh my goodness, I am not strong enough to heal folks. And then I allowed, then something happened in my ego, and I still work on this though. My ego kind of came in, and I was able to kind of trying to ease my ego, because that's really an ego thought that, I have all these skills, these gifts, and I'm going to heal you. Pop, you're healed. And it's not that. Any healing that takes place is because the person wants to be healed, and because the infinite and eternal presence is working on behalf of that person's free will to bring about a healing. You as the practitioner are only a facilitator of the energy. And you can only facilitate to the extent that the person that you're working with decides to be healed. That's the truth. And that's something that helped me to not be afraid. And so when you think about you needing to be healed in order to heal others, one, yes, you can heal yourself, and when you heal yourself, you feel more confident and helping people. And so you may have been able, let's say you wanted to practice getting up at 5 a.m. every morning, and you felt that getting up at 5 a.m. and disciplining yourself to do that would be a healing for you, would propel you forward, because for you, being up in that hour is really good. So you get to the place where now every day you're waking up at 5 a.m. and it's like nothing for you. And so you consider that a healing. So maybe you can help someone to get up earlier. Maybe that's what you help with. Once you have healed what is happening for you, then you can then help people in that way. You don't have to know it all or be completely healed. And also, the process of giving to others can be very healing to us. So when you give to someone else, then it becomes a gift to you and to them. Especially when you can give in a generous, without ego kind of a way. Let's see. The other thing is making a living. You could be a healer, but that doesn't mean that that's what you do for your everyday life. Like that's what your work is. The difference, the purpose of our soul's purpose, or the purpose of our lives, may not be related to work. It may not be work. It may not be work for you. It may just be, this may just be who you're being in your community. On the weekends, a couple times a month, a couple times a year. That could be fulfilling your purpose. I know when I was looking for my purpose, like I gotta have my purpose so I can know what kind of work to do, and I was really adamant about that. And yes, for me, doing the work of my purpose is very much in alignment with my mission and what I've come here to do. However, that may not be your role. You can still be fully in alignment with your purpose and not be doing it 100% every day. Because you may not be able to do it every day. Maybe you need some time to regenerate after you present yourself and open yourself up to be a healing vessel for someone else. So you may not want to do it full time as a job. And maybe doing it as a job takes something away from it for you. So you don't have to worry about whether or not you'll make a living. When you're in alignment with who you truly are, then everything will flow. Your role may be just to heal in your own immediate family, just to say, I love you to someone, because you remember when you were younger and how no one said that they loved you. So you make it a point to say I love you to your cousin or whoever. That could be one of the main things your soul came here to do. So being a healer doesn't necessarily mean it's a huge grandiose thing. Now, you may want it to be a huge and grandiose thing, and if that's what you would like, then you can do that too. You can do that too. But you can still be in alignment even if you're not some famous healer who can walk down the street and touch somebody. Ooh, you're healed. You may not. That's okay if you're not that. It's okay. The other thing that I've heard when people are ascending and connecting to their intuitive gifts is that they are concerned that the people who are in their community, their friends and family, may think they're crazy or may recoil from them. And that may happen. But the people who step away are the people who would be in your way. They need to go. And maybe they don't, you still are in touch with them, but maybe you don't necessarily talk to them about the healing work that you're doing. But you can still show up honestly as your authentic self at the family gathering without necessarily talking about crystals or energy healing or, so much of what people need is really just a gentle, generous spirit. And when you show up in that way, people will notice that there's something about you, and you can actually disarm folk when you can show up in a very loving way, without trying to say this is it's a duck, without trying to say this is who I am and this is who you have to accept, and I'm this is, I mean, I know sometimes we feel like we really have to push ourselves forward, especially when we're first starting with your purpose. But just be gentle and generous with the loving energy that you feel. And when you exude loving energy, which is healing, then people will respond favorably to it. And those who don't respond favorably are not for you. They're not supposed to be in your space. What about the whole notion, this is the last one, thinking that being a healer is like cray-cray. Like, people gonna think you cray-cray. Say you someone, you're a healer. And they may feel that, because that means that just reiterates the fact that there are people who are so disconnected from the infinite and eternal presence in which we live and by which we think and create. And the infinite and eternal presence breathes us, lives us. We are the infinite and eternal presence expressing as us. I am the infinite and eternal presence expressing as Sanaa. And and we have been taught that we are separate from God, who is the infinite and eternal presence. We've been taught that we're separate. And so it feels crazy to people for you to say, no, actually, I'm one with God. And I am willing to accept the healing energy from God, from the infinite and eternal presence, from Source, so that I can share it in the world, so I can share it with you, so I can share it with the earth. For people, that will seem crazy, because we've been told that the earth, we've been told that we're separate from God, that we have to do something in order to make us worthy to be loved, that those who have intuitive gifts are the devil or evil. And there may be some people who are evil, who have intuitive gifts, but the gift itself of intuition is really the ability for us to be able to hear direction from Source. That's the way we were designed to exist, and our DNA is being rewritten now so that we can once again be able to intuitively hear what Source is saying. And because we're all one, because we're one with the Creator, then it's also possible for us to be able to hear what others are saying, because we're all one being expressing. And so to be able to hear or to be able to heal, all of those are loving, nurturing gifts that a world where there's war and suffering needs. So just realize that if people say to you that's crazy or that's evil, it's because they are still in the matrix. They're still caught up in Maya, and caught up in the way that the patriarchal system, which is dying, has told them to believe. So you have to be strong. You have to be strong in your connection to Source. Every day, reiterate and meditate and envision yourself as being one with Source, as being connected to the earth. As being connected to the earth, because the water is doing something. So it must be a boat. But you have to stand in your own wisdom and knowledge. And when you stand in your own wisdom and knowledge, then you are a healing energy just by standing in your own truth. That's healing. Standing in your own truth and knowing that you are one with the infinite and eternal presence, and that because you see a world that's suffering, you see people that are suffering, that you are being given the gift of being able to help them, of seeing that they are suffering, even if they don't see it. So it takes it takes practice. It takes a daily practice of recalling yourself to be one with the infinite and eternal presence, of accepting your call, and remembering that you're fully supported. We're fully supported in this call to step forward as a healer. It's a brave and scary thing to do. At least it was for me. It was scary for me. And I had to try to be brave. And, I still sometimes have to push myself out and really try to be brave. Because really, I want to be somewhere sitting under a shade tree. Well, I guess I am sitting under a shade tree. But sometimes I don't really want to be out front. But part of what I'm supposed to do right now is to be seen and be out. And for people to understand and see that you can be a grounded, intuitively guided, healing presence in the world. And that is so necessary. So just take it step by step, poco a poco, and you can find your own way. It doesn't have to be done at any particular time. You start with yourself and do what you can for yourself. Maybe you start with a plant that needs some healing, and you decide, okay, I'm going to use my healing energy on this little plant in my home. And you decide to focus loving, nurturing, healing, growing energy on your plant. And then you practice that. And then maybe you want to practice getting a parking space and say, okay, I am going to, when I pull up here, I'm going to get the best parking space. I mean, that's using your intention and your voice and declaration, and sometimes using those things can be very healing, especially for those who may have once been silenced or felt fearful of being able to utilize their intuitive gifts. All right. If you have questions or comments, please either comment below, or you can email me at Sanaa at Center Her Power, or you can join my email list, my website, which is SanaaGreen.com, SanaAgreen.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you can get outside and enjoy nature today like I am. Be well.